Please speak to our oldest. He can tell you more than I can.
Ramon?
Yes, brother?
What else do you know about the Queen?
That there wouldn't be a Zerzura without her, and that she must be very old. I've spoken to various generations of Zerzurians, and they only ever speak of this one queen.
Why did she remain alone in Zerzura?
I have heard that her own fate is closely bound to the city. We should hope that she long continues.
So why did our mother flee Zerzura?
I don't know what happened exactly, but it must have been something pretty terrible. The one soul who has remained in the city is the queen.
Can you still remember our mother?
I was 5 years old when she died. I no longer have an image of her in my head, only in my heart. She was a good mother, happy and warm-hearted. You would have loved her too.
Yes. Do you know how she died?
From exhaustion. Tabit said that the travails of the flight were too much for her.
No, that's not what happened. Shortly before his death, he told me that the Inquisition took her and burned her at the stake.
What? Theodore, do you realize what that means?
Yes. The Grand Inquisitor must already have been searching for the key fragments at that time. Oh, but you don't know yet, Ramon. The flying machine with the leather hull and the basket that I built recently. Do you remember it? Yes, it did in fact fly. Can you imagine that?
Really? You got that thing into the air?
Yes, I even flew after you in it, as far as southern Spain.
So far, and in spite of your fear of heights? You're not just a genius. You have the heart of a lion too, my brother.
That cat's head goddess, Bastet, is that her as well? The one who featured on all those lion head artifacts that you collected?
No, the one with the lion head is Sekhmet, Bastet's dark, angry sister.
Do you know the fastest way to get to Zerzura?
I would simply follow my heart.
You don't think there's a more, exact route description?
It's possible, but I don't know it. I have nothing that points to it in my notes.
Have you ever seen the Grand Inquisitor?
Only as a shadowy form. He always kept himself in the background while his torturing knaves did their work.
What will he do if he gets all the pieces? What does he want with Zerzura?
Perhaps he wants to take back all of the relics from a lost crusade for the church.
For the church?
Yes. 200 years ago, a group of Crusader knights made their base in Zerzura. I'm guessing that the church is still speculating on there being a fair load of booty still there.
Could be right. If the Grand Inquisitor finds all of the key fragments, then he'll enter a city free of inhabitants, and it'll be an easy job for him to loot the place completely.
Don't underestimate the Queen, though. She won't allow that. She'd rather pit herself against a whole army rather than just give up her city.
Does she have any chance, though, against the Grand Inquisitor and his followers?
I hope so, for if not, then the days of Zerzura are surely at an end.
So we have to get there before him, then. I don't need to know any more. How are you doing?
I thank Sekhmet for sending you.
I'm asking myself, why did you all flee from Zerzura? What happened back then?
Blood was spilled. A black day for Zerzura. Many died. All the others fled.
But why? How did things come to that?
I don't know, and I'm glad that I wasn't anywhere near the Queen's temple. My family came away unscathed. Sekhmet be thanked.
What do you know of the Queen?
Without her people, she is nothing, and with them, everything. She has no power on her own, but through us she can become as strong and powerful as she once was. Through us, and with Sekhmet's help as well.
That sounds like a person ought to beware of her.
The Queen is good. She is the one that we thank for the water that could make my eyes see once again. It is she who saw to it for centuries that Zerzura was the contented white city, and a blooming paradise in the middle of the desert.
For centuries, you say?
Yes, the source of her power, also knew the secret of immortality.
And it could be this, that the Grand Inquisitor wants to draw upon for himself.
That would suit him well. And if that man had that kind of power, then he would also turn that paradise into a burning hell.
Do you know how we can get to Zerzura?
I have already once tried to find it. There is supposed to be a description of the route and the old ruins, but I didn't find it.
What ruins are these?
The Egyptian temple in the desert, 5 days' travel from Tripoli.
What do you know about the Grand Inquisitor?
More than a person can stand. Don't ask.
He must be a cruel man.
Cruel and profoundly evil, and he will never rest until he has what he wants. May Sekhmet guard us from his rule.
Do you know the source of the immortality?
No, that is known only by the Queen's 12 counselors.
Take some rest.
Thank you, my boy. May Sekhmet be with you.
The poor woman has had her tongue cut out. What she might have been able to say once, she can't say anymore.
Please speak.
Salam alaikum, Honorable Emir.
Alaikum salam, my young friend.
A new adventure awaits. I'll go and search for Zerzura with my brother. You know, the city of which he has spoken again and again.
But it's really only a legend, made up by grave robbers who could use such fairy tales to increase the value of their wares tenfold.
Ramon is sure that it really exists, and he's quite certainly no grave robber.
If you believe in it, then I'll come with you. As things are now, I can't stay here anyway. I used to often travel with the desert caravans. I know my way around somewhat. I can lead you if you wish.
Thank you. We're happy to accept your offer.
There's not enough gold in the world to pay for what you've done for me. If I can help you now, then I'm a happy man.
We'll see you later, Honorable Emir.
My heart will be filled with joy.
Hey!
Hey!
You've surely heard. I'm going to look for Ramon's desert city. We could do with whatever help we can get, but of course it's completely up to you if you want to come along or not.
Is that what you want then? You want me to come with you?
It'll be a race against time. Ramon's wound is turning into blood poisoning. There'll be no healing him soon. Nobody actually knows where the city lies. And then there's still the crazy Grand Inquisitor, striving for world domination.
Well, since you ask so nicely.
Seriously though, Jamila, I don't want anything to happen to you.
Are you joking? I'm definitely coming with you.
I'm pleased about that, of course, but please think about it once more. Things could get really dangerous.
So? Who do you think you're talking to? In case you've forgotten, I'm Jamila, Carlos's daughter, and have been through plenty of other adventures before.
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
I fought side by side with my father on land and sea. I've survived a mutiny, cannonballs have flown past my ears, and someone even tried to hack me to death with an axe. But do you know the worst thing I've ever been through so far?
No idea, but the axe thing sounds pretty bad.
No, it was when we were in the palace and the captain drafted me into sewing like a housewife.
Fair enough, Jamila. Lovely to have you on board. Judging by the number of seats, Raffi's little smuggler family is made up of 8 members. Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
Thanks again for your help, Raffi. My journey is now going to take me into the desert. My brother and I want to find Zerzura. You must have heard of this city.
A little. But what I did hear sounded pretty promising. You know what? I'll come with you.
Are you sure? We don't know how to find the place, nor do we know where we ought to search for the missing key fragments, and what we might find there.
Sounds like a children's game. When are we getting started?
See you later, then.
See you around.
The most important thing I need for the journey is preparation. Otherwise, we'll not get 2 days distant.
So it is. There's still water and supplies in a hiding place in my palace. I can go and fetch them.
Very good.
I'm going to draw a map with the other Zerzurians, showing the way to the Egyptian ruins.
Why? What are we supposed to do there?
There's supposed to be a map room there, which has a description of the way to Zerzura.
Really? In the old Egyptian ruins? I think I've been past there once.
Well, then you can help us.
Very happy to, as soon as I've got the supplies.
Good.
And I'll get blankets, lamps, and tents.
I'll help you with that, Raffi.
That is a whole lot of stuff for you two on your own. I'll come along too.
And who's taking care of the camels?
There's still one in the palace gardens, but it's not too well, unfortunately. I can ask my most loyal subjects for help, and definitely get hold of 3 camels, but that won't be enough.
No, we'll need at least 2 more. Pity that camel in the palace is sick.
You can make it well again, Theodorus. I get the feeling that you'd be good with camels.
You really think so? I was just thinking the opposite.
Even if you can get it fit again, we still need 1 more. There are 5 of us, and each has equipment and supplies.
Yes, that's right. You're 3 camels. The sick one, and then another one.
Then the other Zerzurians are going to have to stay here. They're too weak to walk. Better if we come and collect them once we've found Zerzura.
I've already spoken to them. They're agreed that they should wait and rest in Raffi's hideout.
Then that's all arranged. Everybody knows what they have to do, and I'll take care of the 2 missing camels.
Some alms for a poor old man?
I'm really sorry, but I've got nothing.
Think of me, sir, when you have something. Allah will thank you for it.
Here, you can certainly use this.
And how? My gullet's as dry as a desert bush in autumn. You're a good man. Allah will thank you for your kindness. Salut.
Greetings, good man. Have you ever heard of Zerzura?
Zerzura. That was the name of the lead bull camel on the last caravan. A beautiful...
I mean Zerzura.
Zerzura. That means...
Z-E...
What was the question again?
Adios.
Peace and happiness.
Oh. Hello, Jamila.
Hey, I'm combing these things here for provisions and such for our journey.
Of course. I understand. Don't stop. That seems to be the only camel in the stable. The Grand Inquisitor has taken all the others with him. It doesn't seem to be too healthy. Hardly moves, but still seems to be breathing. Exactly the reason why the Grand Inquisitor and his people have left it behind. I need to get the camel back up on its feet. Otherwise Ramon isn't going to make the journey. Greetings, good man. You don't know anything about camels by any chance?
Camels? Huh. That's about the only thing I do know about.
Really?
Yes. I was the camel doctor in the palace of the former emir until the Spanish came.
Would you mind having a look at a sick camel? Perhaps it isn't all that serious.
Perhaps. It's just I haven't eaten anything today and the wine won't last much longer either.
Don't worry, your efforts won't be for nothing.
It would seem that the poor thing has only got a rather large cactus spine stuck between his toes.
So he can walk again soon?
I can pull the spine out, but then the wound will need to heal first. We need to give it a good clean and bandage it.
Clean and bandage. All right. With what?
Bring me salt and fern leaves.
This equipment is used to store the trader's goods and to protect them from the sun. Good day, sir.
Thank Allah that he led you to me. How can I serve you, good sir? What are you doing back here? You're not a slave anymore?
No, we overcame the guards and for the time being have them locked up in prison.
The Spaniards deserve nothing better. Maybe I ought to sell the soldiers on as slaves. Or maybe I should move into the palace and get them to work for me. That would serve them right.
As you like. Here's the key for the prison. Have fun with the soldiers.
That I will.
See you later.
Allah be with you.
Would appear to be a trader from the desert. Maybe a Bedouin. Uncle Tabbit always liked to tell stories about them. Greetings.
Take your time to look at everything. My goods are of the finest quality.
I'd like a bag of salt.
With what would you like to pay for it?
With this device for stone crafting.
I don't know this. What is it supposed to be?
What? You don't know it? It's a holding device for stones, so they can be painted from all sides. No smudging, no dirty fingers from holding it.
Let me see. Yes, it looks really useful. Thank you. Here's your salt.
Do you come here from the desert every day? That must be an arduous journey.
That's right. That's why we've set up camp here and take turns. It's a shame we're not allowed into the city to exchange our goods with other traders anymore. We've been living off dry bread and beans for days.
What do you sell?
Mainly salt, but also soap and stone craftwork. We have a long tradition of stone art.
You come from the desert, don't you? Then you must definitely have heard of Zerzura.
Why are you interested in such a thing?
Why not? Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Zerzura, the White City, the lost desert paradise.
Those are fairy tales. To us, Zerzura means something.
Like what? Tell me, please.
How many names do you want to hear?
Well, why don't you just start?
The forbidden city of the horizon. There where the sandstorms rage. The city of no return. The city of the vain search, of eternity, of death.
Sounds even more exciting. I think I have to go there.
Only one who doesn't know the desert could speak like that. Don't try to find that which doesn't want to be found.
Why can't you go into the city?
The new rulers of the city have decreed it so. We're avoiding trouble and selling outside the city, even though hardly anyone passes by.
Do you know anything about sick camels? It doesn't want to stand up.
No, but we're not allowed in the city anyway. And the camel can't come to us either.
What do you want for one of your camels?
Normally they aren't for sale. But if you help us get our goods sold, then we'll give you one.
Do you know anything about sick camels?
No.
What do you want for one?
But if you...
Adios.
May the sun be with you.
If I'm not completely mistaken, those have to be ferns. He was definitely a good camel. Here is the fern.
Have you got the salt as well?
Here you are.
So, in a few hours I can have the camel walking again.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Please take something from the stores here to fill your empty stomach.
I have reason to be thankful too.
That's one camel I've got. Good day, sir.
Thank Allah that he led you to me. How can I serve you, good sir?
Did you know there are Bedouins camping outside the gates of the city, selling cheap soap and salt?
Yes, that's why the market here is so empty. The damn Spanish don't let anyone in.
And it looks like those chaps are quite famished and have a real appetite for dates.
Ah. For dates, you say?
I think they'd pay a lot for them.
Thank Allah for sending you. He has spared me. By Allah, that's what I call a good deal.
Forsooth, I haven't made a better one in months. Young friend, many thanks for your help. You're welcome to choose a camel and collect it when you are ready.
Yes! Thank you. So that's the second camel. I should go back to the hideout and tell the others.
Northeast from this point?
Yes, right there, I'm quite certain.
How are you getting on?
Very good, Fyodor, very good. The Emir can remember the ruins quite precisely. We could pretty much draw the way there exactly to the foot.
Fantastic. Then nothing else can go wrong.
Have you been able to get hold of 2 camels? I can hardly wait to get going.
You will have to be patient a little longer, dear brother. I have 2 camels, but one of them is still a bit weak, and will be ready to go in a few hours.
That's fine. We should wait until nightfall before we leave anyway. Our first stop is not so far from Tripoli, at a watering point on the caravan road, but far enough that we have the dunes behind us.
Good.
So, the pack saddles are loaded. I prepared Ramon's saddle a bit so that he can keep his legs still.
Thank you, Jamila. That's really very nice of you.
Yes. Strange, isn't it? I don't even recognize myself.
Now, a decent meal and a nap, and then I'm ready to go.
Good plan. That's exactly what we'll do.
Together with his friends and Ramon, he ventured into the unknown, deeper and deeper into the desert, into that sea of stone and sand.
Where are we?
A watering point in the middle of the desert.
Watering point?
Yes. On a caravan road, there are stores of water at regular intervals. The caravan leaders get them filled when they pass by on the route.
How practical.
There's water in many places in the desert. For example, look at that termite hill over there.
Really? Do the termites gather water?
You could put it that way. If you eat enough termites, you certainly won't die of thirst.
I wonder if people used to live here in the middle of the desert. Jugs full of water. What a blessing! The Emir says there are many stations like this on caravan roads. I'll take a jug with me. I'll return it full at the next stop. I'm not so thirsty that I need to drown myself in it. A family from Zerzura supposedly found refuge in the mountains. Perhaps they know something that can help us. The old Zerzurian was certainly convinced of it. We mustn't forget to pass on his good wishes. That's the highest mountain around here. Those are the mountains. A real ship of the desert, and so friendly. He hasn't even given me a dirty look yet. There are a few stones piled up here. Why not take one for a change? My tools should be in the bag. Venerable Emir?
Yes, my young friend.
The mountain that we can see from here, do you know it?
That is Mount Sababa, the forefinger. It shows every desert wanderer the way.
We're first heading for the temple ruins, where we'll look for the map room, which is supposed to contain directions to Zerzura.
That shouldn't be too difficult.
After that, we'll deal with the key fragments, or the other way around.
Good plan. Always one step at a time.
I'll look around.
Yes, do that.
The floor here is very solid, but there are loose, sandy areas here and there. I've already got more than enough in my bag, but what the hell? Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
These key fragments. Have you any ideas about where we should start looking?
I'd do it like the Inquisitor. Just ask the Zerzurians, without chaining them up, of course.
But Ramon and the others knew nothing.
One of them, at least, knew where more Zerzurians are to be found, right?
True. He drew it on the map.
They all want to return to Zerzura. It's in their interest that the key fragments are reunited, so we're doing them a favor.
See you later.
Yes.
Ramon?
Yes, brother?
By the way, I brought your talisman with me. You probably want that back.
My talisman? Really? You had it with you the whole time? Then it's no surprise that everything turned out fine. It protected you.
You might be right. In a way.
Then keep hold of it. I want you to keep it.
But it belongs to you and you really need it. Especially now that you're ill.
Give it back to me when we're in Zerzura, all right? You look after it for me until I've drunk from the healing water.
All right, brother. How is your wound?
Fine at the moment, but I don't know how long it'll stay that way. The Emir says that if the wound doesn't heal, then it'll poison my whole body.
What do these key fragments look like?
Do you remember the artifact made of crystal?
The one that got you arrested?
That was one of the key fragments.
Stay strong, brother.
I'll do my best.
Jamila? Find Zerzura, look for the key fragments. Which should we start with and where?
I'd get the directions to Zerzura from the old temple ruins first. They don't seem to be too far away. And perhaps we'll find a clue as to the location of the key fragments there.
I'll have another look around.
You do that.
There. Someone's lying there.
That's a Spanish soldier. He looks injured.
But there's no blood. Could it be a trap?
I don't think so. The way he's breathing, And look how pale he is. He looks really ill.
Help me.
What's wrong with you?
I can't breathe. These cramps.
What's wrong with him?
Cramps? Difficulty breathing?
Sounds like poisoning.
You lot are never out on your own. Where are your comrades? And what are you doing here?
There were two of us. Javier is still inside. I had to get out. Needed air.
He shouldn't talk so much. It only strains him more.
Well, come on. Let's have a look inside. Perhaps his compañero can tell us more.
Wait, we have to help him here, otherwise he'll die.
I think he looks as though he's already over the worst.
He must be thirsty. A sip of water certainly wouldn't do him any harm.
Give me that, I'll do it. Go and look for the other one, before he causes us any trouble.
Good.
But don't touch anything, do you hear?
That must be Javier, the one the soldier spoke about. He's dead. Wasn't as lucky as his friend outside. Oh, there's a scroll tucked into his belt.
People, I've just found out that the Inquisitor sent these soldiers to look for 3 fragments of the key. Did you hear? 3!
That sounds manageable.
Did the soldier tell you that? Who knows if it's true?
Sure enough, it was the last thing he said before he died.
What? He's dead?
Just as dead as his mate here.
So we've now got 2 dead soldiers. This one died more quickly. The other one at least made it outside.
But I don't understand. How's that possible? He didn't look like he was on his last legs.
He just couldn't breathe anymore. I recognize this from a certain contact poison that's used in pharaoh tombs.
Contact poison?
It paralyzes the muscles. Once you've touched it, you can never get rid of it. It eats through your body until you suffocate feebly. No matter how little of the stuff you get on you. Yes.
That's terrible.
By Allah, that really isn't a nice way to go.
And the less poison you touch, the more agonizing it is. Because then it just takes longer.
I need fresh air.
The poison is probably stuck to the statues. I hope you haven't touched anything in here.
No, and I won't touch anything in here either. I'll keep guard outside.
You better go out and wait until Raffi and I have had a look around.
No, I'll help you. Just let me sit down for a bit, then I'll be fine again.
No, Ramon, don't touch anything, and don't lean or sit on anything. It really would be better if you went out now.
Perhaps you're right. Just a quick rest.
This much is sure. If the poison is a trap that's supposed to keep us away from something, then we're quite close.
Every trap conceals a clue. If we find out which of the statues is not poisoned,
then we've got access to the map room. He was killed by the contact poison that's on the statues. They portray Egyptian warriors. Warriors that protect and conceal something important. Are those Egyptian hieroglyphs?
yes, but you can't read them all anymore. It says, even if war defeats the false lord, none who are unknowing should find the White City. dedicated to those who, in each of the 31 years, built 5 statues. Only the first of the last 24 points the way.
That seems to be a kind of translation of Egyptian number symbols. Water uncovers the secret of the rocks. Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
How do we find out which statue is free of poison without touching it?
By making others touch it.
What do you mean?
Well, we could throw a couple of desert foxes at the statues, and then wait and see what happens.
Huh? Where are we going to find that many desert foxes? We need one for each statue.
I was only joking, Theodorus. But I'll never get tired of watching you and your little inventor's brain contemplating any old nonsense.
I guess that this scroll can tell us which is the right statue.
Yes. Sometimes I think that the Egyptians only built these really complicated constructions so they had a reason to paint their pictures.
See you later.
Yes.
I can match a few symbols, but that's not enough to translate it. Water uncovers the secret of the rocks. One of these statues hasn't been painted with contact poison. That's the one I need to find. Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
What's meant by this formula? Do you understand it?
If you subtract the last 24 from the 155 statues, and then take the first statue of those 24, that's how I understand it.
See you later.
Yes.
They portray Egyptian warriors. Dedicated to those, only the first. That must be a clue. Water uncovers the sea. The same symbols written on the plinth are the same as those on the scroll. That's going to help me. That's one of countless statues. That's one of countless statues. Water uncovered. As long as I don't have to talk to him. As long as I don't have to. Dedicated to those. Only the. That must be a clue. I can match a few symbols, but that's not enough to translate it. It says statue 132 on the plinth. It could be the right one. Well, if it's the wrong statue, then I'm about to find out. That's the statue that should open up the way into the map room. There has to be something in the plinth. The front side of it can be pushed in, but I can't do it alone. There has to be something in the plinth. Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
Help me, Raffi.
Have you touched the slab already? How do you feel?
Good. I'm absolutely sure it's the right one. Now give me a hand.
We can't do it like this. If we had some oil or another lubricant, then perhaps...
See you later.
Yes. I'm nipping into the city. Wait here. I'll go and see what the mood is like.
I wonder if the guards in the prison have been found yet.
I hope so for their sake. They have been locked in there for several days.
They don't deserve any better.
We should go and see if they're all right. Maybe bring them water.
Save yourself the trouble. They've been found. And their dead commander, too.
Oh dear. Perhaps we should have hidden him.
That might have been better. Either way, we certainly can't go into the city anymore. Now we're wanted for murder.
Damn!
We don't want to go back to Tripoli anyway. So who cares?
Jamila's right. Let's move on.
Yes, come on, Fyodor. It was going to happen sooner or later. We're no longer the honest citizens we once were.
I know. Greetings.
Take your time to look at everything.
What's that lovely smelling...
It's the latest blend on the soap market. It's just come in. Made from aloe vera. Here, have a go with it. I'm thinking you could certainly use some.
Adios.
May the sun be with you.
The soldiers were prepared for a long stay. There's a long rope lying here. I'll take that. That's how I make the soap smaller. Hello, Raffi.
Hey, Theodorus, what's the plan?
Raffi, let's try again.
Yes, now it's starting to move.
So let's see where this passage leads to.
I'll tell the others.
The map room. Look here, a huge relief map.
Ugh, it smells as though generations of rats have died and been reborn here.
You could be right. Who knows how long this room has been sealed? Ramon, come here. You have to see this.
I'm coming.
This relief here must be the map. There are distinctive points engraved in it.
A statue. Mountains.
The statue could be the temple that we're in right now.
Exactly. And there's Mount Sababa. There's a river. And there, the sea.
Yes. Strange. And what's this bird in the sea?
That's the symbol for Zerzura. That can't be right. Zerzura is in the middle of the desert, not in the sea.
Perhaps you're just looking for the wrong city. Not Zerzura, but Atlantis. No wonder no one can find it.
Perhaps the sea is also just a symbol for the endless breadth of the desert.
There seems to be something else engraved next to the bird. It could be the symbol for distance.
Really?
That's a pretty large and barren mountain.
And yet another oversized statue, this time with a cat's head.
This figure represents Bastet, the Egyptian goddess of love and fertility.
What does this little symbol mean, here in the mountains?
That's the symbol for direction.
That's the mountain called Sababa. It's well used in the desert for helping to navigate.
That's exactly where Tripoli is. I recognize the coastline.
That could be the ruined building that stands by the watering point.
That's here.
That has to be a really well-known oasis.
That'll be a river. That's the Mediterranean. There's another little symbol. What can it mean?
Where? Ah, that is the Egyptian symbol for distance.
You think that this symbol stands for Zerzura?
The dove, yes. But Zerzura doesn't lie in the Mediterranean, that much is sure.
The same symbol as in Tripoli.
Yes, it means city. That's not Zerzura, though.
I'll tie the rope here.
Good idea. Make sure that you can't find Zerzura itself on the map.
Zerzura has to be there. Look here. In the southeast. Zerzura must be right there.
There's a range of black rocky mountains there. There's supposed to be an old monastery nearby.
A monastery in the middle of the desert?
It's an old pilgrim site. About 2 days' march from here.
Now I understand what the Inquisitor meant. I heard him talking about an old pilgrim site when I was in prison. That must have been the monastery.
For sure. Southeast is also the direction he is supposed to have taken.
What is he doing in the monastery? Does he hope to find the missing fragments of the key there?
Possibly. And if the thing about the mountains is true, then he's also quite close to Zerzura.
Zerzura is actually supposed to be surrounded by mountains.
Then the city must be easy to find. And perhaps we don't need the pieces of the key at all. We'll just climb over the walls, or have sail down from one of the mountains.
If it were that easy, then the Inquisitor would have been in there ages ago. Right, Ramon?
Yes, the pieces of the key don't just open the gate. They ensure that Zerzura can be found in the first place. Without the complete key, the city remains hidden to those searching.
Oh, mystical. That really pushes the prices up.
What are you talking about? We are not making this journey in order to plunder the city.
I don't intend to, but a tiny little brick as a souvenir, or a prong from the Queen's crown, that's fair enough, isn't it?
Don't you dare!
Ramon, calm down! Ah! You mustn't get all wound up. Raffi didn't mean it like that, right, Raffi?
Right. I'm crawling through the desert on my last legs, purely out of friendship.
There'll be something or other in it for you. Now pull yourself together and behave like a nice person for a change.
Like you mean? First, I'll have to fall in love with a smart talker from Barcelona.
Don't talk rubbish.
But they're dead. Why are they dead?
It looks like they all died at the same time. They would have buried each other otherwise.
It must have been a long time ago. Years.
What happened to them?
Perhaps they were murdered.
Murdered?
Do you think the Inquisitor has got something to do with this?
I don't know. But if he has, it was quite a while ago.
The whole family? Why, the whole family? I don't understand.
We'll find out what happened to them.
Good, and I'll take a look further back there.
A piece of parchment. Seems to have been ripped out of something. A piece of parchment with symbols or a drawing. They might have been brother and sister. It's a sad thought, the two of them dying arm in arm. The food was prepared here. That must be a cave-style shelf. This sleeping area was used as a rubbish dump. A wall painted by children. A wall painted by children. This is where the family ate. There are even dishes on the table. That must have been the father. Looks as though he collapsed right here. The light is coming through a hole in the roof. It lights up the cave. When you take a closer look, this sleeping area looks even less cozy. And there's nothing there but rotting blankets. What have we got here? Notes from a member of the family. Unfortunately, I can't read it. A few pages with writing on them, but I... One of the unfortunate family members. These holes here look a bit like cupboard shelves, but I think they were probably steps for the emergency exit. This sleeping space looks bigger. The children must have slept here. Additional air and light came into the room through this opening, and it probably served as an emergency exit. Ramon?
Yes, brother?
Do you know anything about this family?
Only that they retreated here to the caves after they escaped. Perhaps they hoped to be able to return to Zerzura soon.
Ramon, do you know this language?
That's Zerzurian. I can't read everything, but it looks like it's something like a diary from the daughter of the family. She writes about an illness that has gripped them all.
So they weren't murdered?
Mama is getting worse and worse, and my brother also seems to have caught it. I'd better not tell anyone that I coughed up blood last night, or my papa will only worry more.
Oh God, what kind of an illness is this?
No idea, it doesn't say.
It was certainly deadly. That much is clear.
Perhaps only for Zerzurians. They lack strength without their water. As long as you live in Zerzura, it's a blessing. Anywhere else, it seems to be more of a curse.
We'll get to Zerzura in time, brother. You'll drink from the water and then leap around like a young buck. Don't you worry. See if there's anything about a key fragment in this book.
Yes, there is something.
And what? Come on, speak!
She describes it very precisely, and that her father hid it. But she doesn't say where. There are only a couple of symbols here.
Symbols?
Yes, right after the ripped-out page.
Stay strong, brother.
I'll do my best.
That's a kind of diary. Fits. I now have 2 pages of this strange drawing, but it doesn't look... 2 pages are covered with symbols. Venerable Emir?
Yes, my young friend.
I didn't expect all the people here to be dead.
Yes, it's terrible. I hope Ramon doesn't take it too badly.
He's afraid he won't make it much longer without the healing water.
By Shaitan, this water is truly diabolic, even though it would seem to have been made by Allah himself.
I'll look around.
Yes, do that.
Jamila? These people died on their own, without any help in the middle of the desert.
They weren't alone. They had each other.
This has really got to Ramon. I'm afraid he won't be able to hang on for much longer.
Yes, I got that impression too. We have to get a move on.
I'll have another look around.
You do that.